You're watching TelecomTV from TM Forum Live 2017 in Nice. And I'm joined now by Steve Alexander, who's SVP and CTO at Ciena. Steve, thanks for joining us on TelecomTV. Now, we've been talking about CSP network and business transformation for many years now, but are we now at a point where we're actually witnessing it?
So I think you're beginning to see that transformation take place. I mean, one of the probably fundamental drivers in our business right now is what we would term the convergence of traditional telecom and the IT worlds. Those two worlds are coming together, and that's enabling a whole new set of concepts, and we think is really going to be what sets the stage for the evolution of what you call kind of the real-time network.
So generally speaking, how far along the process are CSPs with their transformation efforts?
So I guess in total you'd say it's early days. The reality is there's a broad spectrum of folks out there. Some have been very aggressive about where they want to go and what they want to do. A good example has been AT&T, where they put some deadlines in place, right? They said by 2020 they wanted to have some massive transformations done in their network. I think others are taking much more of a wait and see attitude. I think they all know transformation is going to be required, and it's going to be almost kind of a generational shift. It's a fundamental change in how networks are going to be built and operated, but there's a broad spectrum of folks out there, right? Some kind of leading, some watching, some doing things but being quiet, some being very vocal. It's a very broad spectrum.
And what help are CSPs looking for from their key vendor partners?
So sometimes it's architectural work. It's tell me how I can operate a network in the future. Sometimes it's hands in the network. Help me make this transformation. It effectively comes in three stages. There's what we can do today to make things better, and a lot of that has to do with automation of what they've already got, right? Because what you really want to be able to do is free the funds necessary to make the transformation, right? You don't want to have to spend a lot of additional money to transform. What you really want to do is fix what you've got, automate what you have in place, save money that way, take that money to enable this transformation. So it's kind of what have I got today that I can start to save money on through automation? What's the future state going to look like? Tell me where I can be 3, 4, 5 years down the road, and then help me get there, right? It's really kind of a three-stage process that we see.
Now, this is the first time that Ciena has exhibited at TM Forum Live, although you've been a member for many years. So what's changed? Why now?
Well, so you're exactly right. We've been members of the forum for years, and we've generally attended on the technical side. This is the first time we've been here commercially. And the reason is we've really been able to identify now with our activities around Blue Planet and what you might call the extreme automation capabilities of Blue Planet, as this was really the first time we could come and have a presence and talk to people around how we can help them, not just, in the future, right? Not just this transformation of drawing a picture of, where we wanted to take them, but really help them today, right? And it got us lots of good exposure, had a number of both presentations as well as panel discussions and such. And it's a different show. It's the first time I've ever come. And personally, it was a great learning time for me to come here and listen to the issues, hear what people are talking about, and really see how helpful we could be in terms of automating what they've got, allowing them to save, right, create a pool of funds to be able to make this transformation.
And how are you evolving Blue Planet to meet the changing needs of CSPs?
So think of Blue Planet, so we tend to term it as multi-domain service orchestration. Think of it really as today a way to automate workflows, right? How do you take the equipment that I've got today, and instead of provisioning things in days and weeks and months, how do I rapidly increase the provisioning time? But then how do I build a platform for the future, right? And the way Blue Planet has been orchestrated, it has been architected, it works as a platform, and I can talk to existing kit, I can talk to the kind of kit they want to deploy today for future services, but I can also start to talk to things like Cord and OpenStack, right? These technologies that people are looking at for the future when a lot of the physical network elements actually virtualize.
And finally, it appears that APIs are playing an ever more important role.
So APIs, think of them as a way that we're going to talk to all the various layers in the network. A lot of the way you increase efficiency and you make all this automation happen is you start to abstract complexity, right? And you really want to have all the complexity at the appropriate level, but at the highest level of the networks, you want things to be relatively simple and more determined through a set of intelligent commands. You don't want to have to go in at the very lowest level of the network and program it that way. right? You want it to be more intentioned at what you want the network to do for you, and let the network figure a lot of that out, right? Expect the network to have enough intelligence to know that when it needs to turn up a service, it can do it without you having to go in and define every specific port, every specific byte, every way that it gets connected.
Steve, thank you very much indeed.
Welcome, thank you.